What's going on, guys? Auzio here and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have squad reviews episode 3, and as I did say, we was gonna start off Ding Ming Tan. But before we get into that, I want to say one more time, make sure if you're joining the Discord, don't post your squad in the general chat. Make sure it's in the squad review chat, because I'm not going to be clicking on the general chat and obviously going down it and seeing like all these sentences pretty much from other people, and then I finally get to a squad. I'm going to go to squad review and I'm going to go from the start all the way to the bottom. So if you have recently joined it, it might actually take quite a while for your team to be like featured in one of these episodes, so obviously keep that in mind. But let's get straight into it. Hi Auzio, first pick is what I use in game. Thinking of getting Petit or Cannavaro from swaps. Untradables are Pope, Trent, Alexandro, Bakayoko, Bernardo Silva, and have 300k spare, but can grind more. Let me know your input. Right, so this is obviously in game. He's got another one that is before in game, but I'm pretty sure most of them are on full chemistry anyway. But it looks like, all right, he plays Hazard that Lamb. That is interesting straight off. Bernardo Silva, okay. Neymar, that is a really nice attack, to be fair to you. I like how you got the Zola moments as well. Oh, this defensive line. CDMs are on fleek, I tell you that. No one's getting past these two. Bakayoko and Vieira, two of the like best CDMs in the game, in my opinion. Alexandro, I like him, but I don't like him a lot. He's one of those players that he feels so bad on the ball that's why I prefer like Mendy better. The fitness card, yeah, I think the fitness card, as far as I remember. Mendy I prefer rather than Alexandro. So I don't know, if you like him, obviously if it works for you, then I understand. Trent Arnold, I feel like you can upgrade him. I understand that you have to low-key have him, obviously because of Van Dijk, but it's one of those ones where Trent Arnold he's decent, he's not outstanding, but I tell you what, this is an outrageous team. It's a very, very nice team. I like how you obviously got Pope there as well, because that Pope card, him being 6'7", he is obviously very, very overpowered. Neymar up front. Neymar this week was a bit outdated for me. I don't really know why. He was just like so clunky. He was so bad on the ball. He started hitting post a lot. So I'll obviously say keep that in mind. And if he is hitting the post for you a lot, you might have to change this. But this is a really good team. And the only player I can obviously see that you can upgrade is definitely Trent Arnold. Other than that, that's a really, really good team, man. And I am going to give you an 8. I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I'm thinking give you 8.5. I'll give you an 8. Yeah, I'm going to say 8 out of 10. I can't give you any higher than that, because I feel like that Trent Arnold, if I was playing you, I would simply go through this side. It's simple as that. But we are moving on to the next guy. I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry, my bad. But I'm guessing this is what you play in game. Or is it, oh yeah, hey Auzio, these are my two squads I use. I play 4-2-3-1 in game. Got 300k to spend and everything is untradeable, so any suggestions would be welcome. Keep up the good work. Thank you, thank you. So he plays 4-2-3-1 and these are his two squads. Now we are obviously going to do a quick review on both of them because he has got two. Goalkeeper, nice. I like how you got Da Costa there. That is very, very, very interesting, but also a very good centre back. He's even a better fullback. Robertson, I don't personally like this Robertson simply because he's too weak and he doesn't feel great on the ball. So I definitely suggest improving that. I understand you have to have a strong link there with Mohr, but try to find something else. Obviously, if you can afford the team of the year, then that's probably your best go. I like how you got Carlos on the other side there. That's interesting. You have to have it because of Bergwijn, Kimmich, and I'm guessing Goretzka in your centre mid position. That's all right. I wouldn't say anything bad about that. For me, this Goretzka card, when I did do a review on him, he was very average. He didn't feel great on the ball. He was not really amazing at anything apart from probably intercepting a ball. He was pretty decent at. Butragrainer, I'm guessing you use Butragrainer up top. Mane on the left, Bergwijn on the right, and obviously Muniain in the cam position. That's a really good attack, to be fair to you. The only player I would probably suggest getting someone else is probably Muniain. I don't know how good he is. I actually didn't do a review on him, so that's a bit annoying. But at the end of the day, if you like him, obviously keep him. But Robertson is definitely a guy that I would tell you to improve. But let's go to his other team. I'm gonna give that team like a 7 out of 10. It's nothing outrageous, but it's a very nice team. But let's look at his other team real quick. Bernardo Silva, weak chem, okay. Mahrez, I like how you got that. Littman in the CDM position. I'm guessing you obviously switch Kante there. Ben Yedder and Bernardo Silva up top. I don't know how that would work. I don't really like that because there's no 5-star skillers there. So because for me personally, I like 5-star skillers up there, so you can do the running scoop, turn around the corner. But I'm not sure about that one. You're a really good defensive line. Now, I don't believe he is a centre back, so I do suggest not using him there simply because he is too small. So I definitely suggest getting a different icon centre back. But this is a nice team. I'm gonna give him. I actually like the other team better than this one. I'm gonna give you a 6.5 out of 10 for this one. But we do move on. Right. Oh wow. Okay. Now this is interesting. Alright, I forgot to see what he said. Did he say anything? Nah, he didn't. Okay. So, now, I'm guessing you used, again, the 4-2-3-1 in-game. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can see the full team. You got Yashin in goal. I like that. Apara, Blanc. Oh, my God. Them centre-back roles, you are not getting past. Zambrotta, Mendy, beautiful fullbacks. This back line, you could argue that it could be one of the best back lines in the game, hands down. Now, Mateus and Kante are your CDMs. The only thing that I do suggest is definitely probably taking out Mateus simply because I believe Kante needs a bigger person next to him. Maybe chem-wise, it's going to struggle. You're going to have to get another centre mid. Maybe try to go for like a cheeky Vieira. But if you like Mateus and Kante in the CDM positions, then keep it, obviously, at the end of the day. But for me, personally, I like a tall person next to Kante. So I tend to use, obviously, Sissoko. But for you, as I can see, you got a lot of coins. Probably get Vieira. Zola, I'm guessing, in the cam position. Mbappe up top. Neymar down the left. Di Maria down the right. I love this. This is like triple link PSG. That's unbelievable, honestly. You got 5-star, 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 and 5-star, 5-star. You don't get anything better than that. You honestly don't. But Di Maria, I do believe, gets body too often. So you maybe could probably switch him out for someone else. But that's one head of a team. You could argue this is probably the best team that I have actually seen in the squad reviews. And I'm gonna give you a 9. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a 9 out of 10. No, you could have got a 10 out of 10 or a 9.5 out of 10 if you didn't have Mateus there and you linked him up with like a bigger centre back. Sorry, it's a big centre back, a bigger centre mid. But we are gonna go on to the next one. Hadji, Neymar, Messi. Okay. Okay. Did he say anything? I forgot to check that. Switching to a 4-2-3-1. All right, that's all he said. I like how you got Herrera there, Ramos, Hernandez, Amavi. That's a really good defensive line. You got Raul, Kante, Bakayoko. Guessing you use, obviously, Kante and Bakayoko in the CDM positions. I'm intrigued. What I'm intrigued to see. Right. Do you use Raul, Cam, Hadji, Lam, Neymar, Striker, and Messi, Ram? That's how I think you obviously do it. That's how I personally would do it, to be fair. But I don't personally think this Raul is like good enough. So I'm gonna obviously suggest you get a better cam. I guess you play him in. So yeah, that needs to be upgraded. Hadji, he's got that 5-star weak foot, hasn't he? Or is it? No, sorry, 5-star skill moves. He's got a 5-star skill moves. So that's always nice to see. It's a good team. It's a good team. It's nothing outrageous, obviously, but it is a good team. I like how you got Hadji as the manager as well. I'm gonna give you a 7. I'm gonna give you a 7 out of 10. I can't give you any higher than that. It's a good team though. It really is. Now, going into the next guy. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read it. Hi, Auzio. Keep up the great work. I used to play with Mendy, Blanc, Hernandez. I sold them free and now selling Sissoko. The fun team with the Kante and play team with the Kante / Bakayoko in the midfield. Definitely want your opinion or even some recommendations. Please and thank you. I play 4-2-3-1 in game. PS, I'm not going back to this team. Okay, let me see this. Okay. I see what you done here. I see it. That is. Oh. You play 4-2-3-1 in game. That's interesting. I'm intrigued to see where you play Son. I'm guessing you play Son in the cam position. Mbappe up front. Lam is Neymar. And Ram is Saint Maximum. Now, I see a Mendy and Sissoko, which I personally don't think you can get much of a better centre mid role. So that's always nice to see. I see you got a 2.1 mil up there as well. And I am guessing you played this Son card because you got him red. That's what I'm guessing. Or you love Son. For me personally, I actually like this Son. It was one of the only Sons that I've actually enjoyed during playing FIFA. And I do obviously understand why you have put him up there. You get that strong link with Sissoko, and you obviously get him on full chem. It's also saved you a lot of coins. But if you don't like this card, you have 2.1 mil. You could possibly go for like a baby Pele, something around there. And trust me, put him in a cam role and he'll play perfect. But let's look at the defensive line a little bit. This right here, Boateng, Da Costa, unbelievable. Literally, these two right here is the dirtiest links I've ever seen. Blanc, Hernandez. This Hernandez card, I don't like suggest at all. If you I want to know if you have Footmas Mendy. If you have Footmas Mendy, I definitely do suggest putting him in over Hernandez. But I tell you what, this Blanc and Boateng, no one's getting past this line if you obviously play it right. Ter Stegen as well, really, really nice team. There's not much to improve. I definitely probably suggest changing the left back and Son if he starts to give you a few troubles. But other than that, there's not much to say about this team. There is not much. I'm going to give you an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to give you a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I believe it's perfect because I like this Mendy and Sissoko link. It's honestly beautiful. Now we go into the next guy. Antoine. Obviously an Arsenal fan. Oh, here we go. What have we got here? Alright, so who do you play? Oh, Fred. Alright, I've just seen Fred up there. Alright, 4-2-3-1, I guess. Van der Sar, De Ligt, Luis Felipe. Luis Felipe card is still good to this day, but that De Ligt, I definitely suggest changing him without a doubt. Bellerin, really nice. Dalbert, really nice. Fullbacks are on fleek. You don't really need to change them. I believe if you get a few more coins, obviously these two are end game, but it's one of those ones where, I don't know, you could possibly remove De Ligt. You could put a Van der Sar. Then after you put a Van der Sar, what am I saying? Van Dijk. You can put Van Dijk there. You get that strong link with Van der Sar. And you would probably need to get like a Prem. You'll probably need to get like a Prem centre-back as well. But then you're going to have to remove Ramsey. I don't know. This team's kind of all over the place, to be fair to you. But it's definitely just because of De Ligt. I can see that. But Ramsey and Fred in the centre-mid position. It's not 100. It's not great. But it's pretty decent. I do suggest, if anything, removing Fred or Ramsey, one of them, and getting much like a better, bulkier centre-mid. Now, what I'm intrigued to see, I'm guessing you play Zola Cam, Lacazette striker, Pepe Ram, and Felipe Anderson Lamb. That's how I think you've obviously done it. Now, for me, I've never really liked this Zola. I preferred the baby Zola over the 90. So that's interesting that you've obviously got, I think it's the prime version. Lacazette striker, for me, I liked him a little bit. Didn't really like him a lot. I understand he's got that 5-star week for now, so it's always nice to see. Pepe, really nice. Felipe Anderson, really nice as well. The problem I had with this Felipe Anderson, he got bodied a lot. But it's a really good team either way. I do suggest, obviously, removing De Ligt. Getting someone else for Fred or Ramsey. Either way, for me, personally, if you get enough coins, I would remove Fred and get like a Footmas Sissoko card. Put them up there. You're gonna have that. You're gonna have a strong link with Lacazette either way. You're obviously gonna have the link with the icon, and you're gonna pretty much be good. It's not an outstanding team. It's quite impressive. It's quite a unique team, to be fair to you. I like how you put everyone together. I'm gonna give you a 6.5 out of 10. Now we move on. Yeah, there you go. Even my man over here knows. Get that De Ligt out. Now, we go to this guy. He didn't say anything, but we move on. Neuer, Maldini, Boateng, Davis, Cancelo, beautiful defensive line. You don't have to change any of that until the end of FIFA. It's to see if you want to put a team of the season in there at some point. You got a Sissoko and Bakayoko. I used them in Foot Champions this week. Unbelievable centre-mid partnership. Son, Maradona, Griezmann, Ballack. Now, what do you use in game? If you use Ballack, if this is what you use in game and you do use the 4-2-2, and you use Ballack in a cam position, I'm worried for you. Because for me personally, I've always thought Ballack is a centre-mid / CDM. I've never really got into too much depth. And I know he obviously feels very, very kind of bulky / clunky in game. So that's always been a problem for him. I see you got that Maradona up top. I can understand that Maradona gets absolutely bodied every single time. I can already tell if I have Van Dijk and I see that Maradona, I'm just clicking B and I get the ball. And that is the problem with Maradona. So the two players I do suggest, if this is obviously who you play in game, Ballack and Maradona, without a doubt. You can keep the Griezmann card. I personally didn't like him in that striker role. If you actually moved him into the cam role, you can obviously get whoever you want here pretty much at that point. I understand obviously Cancelo needs to be on weak cam if you move Griezmann into the cam position. Well, you're probably going to have to take that risk, but it's a nice team either way. I like how your defensive line. I'm going to give you a 7 out of 10. You definitely need to improve Maradona and Ballack, but other than that, really nice team. We move on to Ahmed. All right, Ahmed, let's see what your team is saying. You got McKennie, you got Werner, you got Eggstein, you got Sancho, Royce, Messi. Really good defensive line. I definitely suggest improving this Semedo if you get enough coins. You can even improve him to like the headliner card, obviously, and that will be an outrageous card in that right back position, sorry. To Stegen on weak chem. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one at all. To Stegen on weak chem. For me personally, I would just go Neuer. You would just have to force Neuer at that point. I would never, ever play a keeper on weak chem. Now, I understand you did this in Footbin, so I'm guessing you have a manager, and he does obviously go on 7 chem either way. I'm guessing 4-2-3-1. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, I believe you probably put it as Werner up top, Royce Cam, Messi Ram, Lam is Sancho, Eggstein and McKennie in the centre mid position. Now, this Eggstein is obviously broken. I absolutely loved him when I did a play review on him. McKennie, I loved him when he came out, but he's a bit outdated now, and I do believe they nerfed him a little bit, and he's turned into a very, very clunky person. So just be careful with this, obviously, McKennie card. But either way, you got a really nice team. The only people I do suggest, obviously, upgrading is definitely Semedo, and just try out Neuer, see how he is. If he's bad, then obviously put Ter Stegen back in. But for me personally, I never like to put a keeper on weak chem. I'm gonna give you I don't know, it's a hard one. This one's a hard one. I'm gonna give you a 6.5 out of 10, because your attack is not insane. It's good, but it's not insane, you know what I'm saying? But we move on. I play 4-4-2 with Mbappe on the wing. We'll have 700 to 800k budget. All right, let's look at this. Neymar, Marcelo, Hernandez. You play what? A 4-4-2? You play a 4-4-2 with Mbappe on the wing. Okay. So I'm guessing you use Neymar and Butragueño up top. Hernandez. Oh, this is weird. You use Hernandez down the wing. Hernandez wing, Mbappe wing, Butragueño and Neymar up top, Marcelo, Bakayoko centre mid. That's weird. I've never seen someone use Hernandez down the wing. That's something I have not seen before. Now, I'm not going to comment about it too much because I don't actually know if he's good down the wing. I personally wouldn't trust him down the wing, but at the end of the day, if it works for you, that's all calm. Now, this Marcelo and Bakayoko centre mid role, outrageously good. I can understand why you've done that. Mbappe down the wing is probably the perfect position for him, unless you obviously have the FUT birthday card. Then I definitely suggest playing him up top. Neymar obviously up top, Butragueño up top, Davis, Hernandez, Saar, Kappa. That's the only right back I do suggest probably changing. I understand why you got him there because of that Spanish link, but if anything, you're gonna probably have to, unless you like him, unless obviously it works for you, then I can understand why you got him there. But for me personally, I would definitely suggest changing Kappa. But other than that, your team is outrageous, and if Lloris works for you, I can understand why you obviously have him. I'm gonna give you, I don't believe it's better than the last team. Actually, I low-key do, but it's just Hernandez. It's like a weird one. I'm gonna give you a 7 out of 10. I don't know, you're like a 6.8, you know what I'm saying? 6.8 out of 10, that's probably perfect for you. Now we move on. Playing 4-1-2-1-2 in game with Messi as striker and Havertz as cam. Okay, let's look at this. Let's zoom in a little bit. Zoom in a little bit to see this team. Right. I'm looking at it now, I'm just thinking to myself, the Goretzka card is already one person I never really liked, so I definitely suggest probably getting Goretzka out of there. If it works for you, then I can understand why you'll keep him. Eckstein, outstanding centre mid. Did you say you played a 4-4-2? 4-1-2-1-2. Okay. Now, Messi, Stoichkov strikers. You got 3 centre mids here. I'm guessing you use Havertz, Cam, Goretzka, left centre, left centre mid, Eckstein, right centre mid, Bakayoko, CDM. Now that is a really good centre mid role. Definitely suggest like removing Goretzka, because if you play full 1-2-1-2-2 with a variation of 2, you only need 1 CDM. And I believe Goretzka and Bakayoko are perfect in the CDM role, and they are terrible in the centre mid role. So I definitely do suggest like removing Goretzka. If anything, Bakayoko needs to move back into the CDM position, obviously. And to be fair, you can get any like Bundesliga centre mid. For me personally, I would have just picked up a Kimmich. I would have picked up that Kimmich if I was you. You could have had 2 outstanding centre mids, and that would have been crazy to see. But let's go look at the defensive line a little bit. Zanetti, outrageously good. Boateng, Campbell, whew, you got yourself a bit of clunkiness with that Campbell, but I tell you what, you can put in a tackle, so I can understand why you have him. Hernandez, I do also understand why you got him there, because of that link with Bakayoko. Oh, I just realised Bakayoko's on week chem. I don't think it's going to matter too much though. Neuer. Now, this is exactly what I told the other guy to do. Neuer needs to go here, obviously, because of the little links with Boateng. And it's a good team. Only player I do suggest, obviously, doing it's Goretzka, without a doubt. But I'm going to give him... I believe this team's better than the last team, to be fair. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Really nice team. Really nice team. But we are going to leave it there. And the next person in the list, let's actually find him, is... What is it? Hippity Hoppity. Interesting name. But we continue. Hippity Hoppy, you will be next in the episode. Obviously, all of these will be in the next episode as well. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Leave a like, leave a comment. And for now, peace.